All right, so we just got our pre-drywall, where that's basically where we are. You can see the drywall behind me. They delivered that today. And basically it's all over the house. You can see it in the bedroom. See it back there? We are getting ready to, tomorrow is gonna start the drywall process. So they're gonna put up this, I guess this backer board, and then they're gonna put drywall in after that. It's gonna take about 2 weeks to do this. One thing that I'm gonna try to go up these stairs without falling, but one of the things that we felt was important is that we are gonna be doing a media room. You can see behind me, this is the loft. We're gonna be doing a media room, and we're gonna have a home entertainment theater, basically a projector that's gonna hang from the ceiling, and it's gonna go against that back wall. Well, the issue is that on the other side of the wall behind me, you can see that wall back there, is going to be the baby's room, a nursery. With having a subwoofer and noise from that, we want to be able to watch TV at night and not interrupt the kids sleeping. So I decided to install some soundproofing on that back wall. And you can see behind me, that is what I just installed prior to the drywall. This is an interior wall. So it is, the product is called Rockwool. We'll leave a link for this, but it's Rockwool Fire and Sound, and it is designed to keep sound out. So hopefully this one common wall it's a common wall that's shared on the other side of, right there, is the only common wall from where the theater is going to be to the baby's room, which I'm standing in now. So I just basically cut some this insulation, soundproof insulation, that should cut down on some of the ambient noise that would maybe bleed through the wall. And it was actually really easy to install. You just basically measure it out, and then you cut little tiles. You can see I'm not the handiest as far as that's concerned, but you can see, I don't know if you can see, but it's basically, you just make these cuts. And don't judge my cutting ability, but you can actually take a kitchen knife and cut right through this stuff. There's instructional videos on how to do it, but we basically are gonna have this wall soundproof, so I'm hoping that that's gonna be enough to at least block off most of the noise. Now, I'm not expecting it to block all the noise out, but hopefully it'll block off enough of it to give us, or give the baby a little bit less disruption in naps and at nighttime, which is when we usually sit down to watch movies and whatnot. So I bought one pack. Here, I'm gonna flip I don't know if I can flip this around or not. I don't think I can. I only bought one pack, and it filled up 1, 2, 3, 4 studs worth. If you can see, 4 studs worth. So if you're trying to measure out how much you need, just kind of use that as a basis. That one package, I think it's cost like $60, $70 for a package of this stuff. It's Rockwool. And it'll give you about that much. I kind of butchered the first piece, so I probably could have filled up. The only piece that I'm missing is this tiny little piece. This is actually in the closet of the bathroom that's adjacent, and I'm not as worried about that little spot, because in this little gap right there, you can see that gap, because that's actually going to be in another room, so it'd have to travel through 2 or 3 pieces of drywall in order to get into this room. And I'm hoping that that little gap and then that little opening right there, which is where I ran out. I felt like I didn't want to open up a whole new package just to fill that little space in. I'm hoping that that's going to be enough to fill this in, give us a nice soundproof room. And then the nice thing is that drywall is going to go up tomorrow, so this will be covered up. You won't see it, but it'll give us just a little bit extra of the soundproofing. You can see on the other side, this is what this is actually where this is where the projector is gonna get hung. We're gonna shoot it against this back wall here, but we've got this little like nook right here, this little kind of cubby hole, and this is where Myra's computer desk will be, and probably some kids shelving for kids toys. But this is the back wall that I wanted to cover up, and back through there that's actually our tub right there for the spare bathroom, the upstairs bathroom. And I just wanted to try to insulate this wall right here And then you can kind of see, I can't, because they actually just delivered this drywall, so I can't get back there right now. But you can see that's the back end of that wall that I was showing the other one. And hopefully this is enough, again, to cut down some of the ambient. If you are working around wires, you have to actually serrate it and make a little, kind of a little space. I don't think I'll need to do that in this case because of the way that they should be able to hang the drywall. I'm hoping that they don't take the drywall down, or I hope they don't take my insulation down to put the drywall up. I tried to keep as clean around the studs as possible, so when they do hang this stuff, that hopefully they maintain it. And all my work was for naught, but hopefully it's enough to, just to put a little bit of extra soundproofing in. So if you are trying to build a home entertainment and your builder will let you, just see if you can go in and try to add a little bit of soundproofing, just a little, kind of a little hack that might make your life a little bit better. So we'll let you know how it works, but pretty easy to install. $60, basically $60 or $70 to soundproof just a little bit, just to cut down on some of that ambient noise. Well, we'll see what happens. So that's it. All right, wanted to do a quick little update. We're here a few months later after actually having built the house, and I wanted to check in and just show you the after effect of the drywall and whether or not, or the Rockwool, and give you kind of an update as to our impression on it. Does it do what it's supposed to be doing? And what we think, would we do it again? So you can see the wall behind me. It's that one right there. And that is in our little, kind of our little kids nook, and that's Myra's desk. And basically we just did that far wall. This wall here, so this wall is going to be the wall that butts up against the baby room, so the nursery on the other side of there. This wall here is the bathroom, the hallway bathroom upstairs. So in order for it, we only did this wall and a little bit of this wall. Back here it's really hard to point. And so in other words, sound would have to travel through this set of drywall and then basically, into a linen closet and then through a slit that you saw in the previous video in order to get in there. So is it perfectly soundproof? No, but for the most part, we've covered up the major portion of it. If you look over here, I don't know if you can see it or not, but that's the siding. So it's actually, this is like a little nook that comes in on the front side of the facade of the house. That's a piece of siding in on that wall, and there's the rest of the nursery. It's on the other side of this wall. So it's basically, we just needed to fill this section here. So my impression so far is it actually works really well for it being a low cost and hidden option. I didn't want a bunch of panels, like black panels on my walls, because that's just an eyesore. I want it to look pretty seamless, but it really does, the soundproofing really does work. Now, is it the best soundproofing that you can probably get? I probably wouldn't say it's, if you're looking for studio quality, I probably wouldn't do it, but if you're looking to keep noise down inside of your house, if you've got noisy walls or noisy neighbors, you might even be able to put this in your roof. If you've got upstairs and downstairs where that would be an issue, this really does work to deaden it. And I'm gonna give you kind of a little example here in a second. I'm gonna knock on both walls, and hopefully you'll be able to hear the difference on the video. But would I do it again? Absolutely. I would put the material in the wall again, and especially if you have just a smaller room to do. Obviously, if you've got a big room, it could start to creep up in cost, but the Rockwool soundproofing is really a great option if you are looking for a relatively low cost and easy to install a solution, and especially if you're in new construction and you can get in before they put drywall up. Really, it took me seconds, and I'm not the handiest person in the world, but it was easy to cut it. You could cut it with a knife, like literally a kitchen knife, and you just kind of measure out the size that you need, and you have to play a little bit of Tetris to get it in there, but not hard to install at all, and it really does deaden the sound. So I'm just gonna knock on the walls, let you hear it, and then I'll check back in a second. All right, so I want to go and knock on this wall, and I'm hoping that you can hear it, but this wall here is not insulated. So on the other side of this, there's no insulation. So if you listen, can you hear that? You can hear a little bit of it's kind of got like a hollow thumping sound. Now I'm going to move over here and I'm going to knock on the wall that does have it. This wall has the insulation behind it. You can hear it doesn't have it there. Do you hear the difference? It's a complete thud. I mean, you can almost not hear anything. Literally, the only sound that you're hearing is my knuckles against the drywall itself. You can't hear any ambient noise behind it. Hopefully you can hear that. So that's my unscientific way of testing the wall. It definitely does work. Hopefully you could hear that sound. So if you're looking for an inexpensive way to deaden sound in an interior wall, Rockwool is the way to go. That's all I got. So if you like the video, would appreciate a thumbs up because that really does help the channel grow. Appreciate you watching. We'll see you guys on the next one.